We're in the middle of November and the Pokemon market is getting some serious heat going on, especially with sets like Surging Sparks, alongside Twilight Masquerade and 151. Scarlet Violet is going a little bit crazy, and the market is going a little bit crazy. So what are really good pickups to grab this month going into the holiday season? Of course, we've got Black Friday just around the corner. Hopefully we can get some pretty good deals. Over here in the UK, we tend not to get the best ones, but over in the US, you guys tend to get some really, really sweet stuff. So maybe today we'll give you a bit of an idea of certain things you could probably want to look out for, just in case they might have some really good deals coming in Black Friday. So today we're looking at TCG Player at 5 great seal products to pick up this month in November. Coming into the holiday period and into Christmas, it's going to be pretty crazy. So let's jump into number 5. Starting off at number 5, we have an interesting one, and that is the Scarlet Violet base set booster box. Now you may be thinking, Jace, what on earth? Why on earth are you saying base set? Isn't it a really trash set? Well, the single card prices in the set aren't the best. However, the booster boxes are really cheap right now, and they're actually getting harder and harder to find, right? So, going into a local store or anything like that and try and pick up Scarlet Violet base set booster boxes is proving quite difficult. Now, of course, when you look at the Sword and Shield base set booster box, it's over $300. It's pretty expensive. Now, I'm not saying that this one's going to reach that height anytime soon, but this is definitely one to look out for. With a lot of the most recent Scarlet Violet era sets actually now started pushing up in price pretty much across the board, Scarlet and Violet base is a cheaper option to look out for, and you might be able to get some in that Black Friday deal as well, especially if stores want to just offload these base set booster boxes. So over on TCG Player at the moment, this has reached over that $100 mark, which is really, really important, because don't forget, this set was less than $100 for like the longest time. You're going to pick this up for 80, 85 quite comfortably. Now, we've seen that in the past with Sword and Shield era booster boxes when they were under 100, like Chilling Reign and Fusion Strike, and then they started to climb, and look where they are now. So it's going to be really interesting to see how much growth this set has. Over the past 3 months, we have seen the booster box climb by 10%. That's really impressive, right? Or just under 10%. So $108 was the most recent sold. The highest actually sold was $130. So it's around $103 to $108. And like I said, 3 months ago, you could have picked this up for $90 a box, and now over $100, which is very impressive. This set has been out well over a year. If we look at the price of the set, it has been climbing, gone up by 33% over the past year, which is very, very impressive. So, where is the ceiling for a Scarlet and Violet base set booster box? Probably not massively high, but let's say the ceiling was $200, right? As an example, if you buy now, you're going to be doubling your money. Even if you bought it now, and it only ever reached to its MSRP, which is now increased with Scarlet and Violet. It's now like, $160 a box? That's 60% increase from where you are now. That's a very good buy-in point. So this is a really interesting one to look out for. I think you might be able to get some on Black Friday, but all depends, right? Over here in the UK, you can pick up Scarlet and Violet base set booster boxes for 95 to 100, usually around £100. Like I said, it's getting harder to get hold of. There's less of it around. It is climbing, so keep that one in mind. Coming number 4, we have Obsidian Flames. Again, not the best received set of the Scarlet and Violet era, but this booster box has been climbing, and this is definitely one to look out for. Now, one thing I compared Obsidian Flames to was Darkness Ablaze. And Darkness Ablaze back in Sword and Shield, it actually performed very well for a period of time. Then a reprint came, and then the box has kind of stayed somewhat stagnant. It has seen recent growths, not a huge amount, gone from maybe 125 to 130 a box, now up to a 150 to 160. So it is starting to climb up, which is pretty good. Obsidian Flames is doing pretty well. Over the past 3 months, it's gone up nearly 8%, which is pretty impressive. And if we go back over the past year, the set has gone up 35%. That's insane, right? If you look again at the rest of the Scarlet and Violet era, Paldea Evolved, which was the set that came up before this, is like 145, 150 a box. And then you start looking at things like, obviously, Twilight Masquerade is like over 160. Obviously, Surgeon Sparks in a league of its own. But we're starting to see Obsidian Flames, even though it's a set that is not really, I wouldn't say like disregarded, but it is kind of known as a weaker and poorer set, is making gains. So keep that in mind. This has a lot more room to grow. We are actually starting to see some of the big chase cards in Obsidian Flames started going up in value. So keep that one in mind with Obsidian Flames. Over here in the UK, it's about 115 or so a box. So it hasn't really changed that much. Over the past few months, it's been around 110 to 115 for the longest time. But again, like Scarlet and Violet base, it's getting harder and harder to get hold of. It's most likely not going to get reprinted again. So keep that in mind, that it will start to climb, and already has started to climb. So it's definitely got that room to grow. Entry point is obviously a little bit higher than some of the other sets, and especially products that we're going to look at today, but keep that in mind. Coming number 3, we have Temporal Forces. Now, Temporal Forces, I have called for a dark horse of the set. I think Temporal Forces is better than Paradox Rift. I think it's better than some of the other sets. In all honesty, a part of me feels like Temporal Forces is better than Paldea Evolved. Now, a lot of people may think, Jace, that's crazy, but I think as the months have gone on, more and more of Temporal Forces has been shifting upwards, especially the big chase cards, the big chase SIRs in the set. Even some of the illustration rares have started to see gains, which is pretty impressive. But then when we take a look at the booster box itself, we're looking at $118, or nearly $120 a box. And again, over the past 3 months, it's gained 11%, which is very, very impressive. So again, keep that in mind. Temporal at the moment is relatively easy to get hold of, especially here in the UK anyway. You can pick up booster boxes, a little bit more pricey. So you're probably looking around about that 110 now. So it has gone up a little bit, by about 10% over the past couple of months. But keep in mind, it is still relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things. And if we go back, I don't think this set's been out a whole year. No, not quite. So this set has been doing pretty well, right? We go over the last 6 months, we get a better idea. So over the past 6 months, it has gone up by 12%. Very, very impressive. It's taken a real big boom over the last month or so. And like I say, the individual cards of the set is doing pretty well. It is the start of the first lots of sets that have like tougher pull rates as well. I think it's a dark horse, right? I really do think so. I think you just have a ton of amazing SIRs in the set alongside tougher pull rates. Very, very interesting. So I do expect Temporal Forces to continue to climb over the next few months. So keep this one in mind. Under $120. It's a pretty good one. Okay, moving into number 2 is going to be the Surgeon Sparks booster box. Now, you may be saying to me, Jace, this is crazy because it's $177 a booster box. And not only that, this set has only been out a week or just over a week. Why should I pay this much for a set that has just come out? The main reason is because of the high volume of booster boxes that are being sold on a daily basis. We go back and we can see what has been going on in the past month. So from the pre-orders, it has climbed 50%. The thing is, even with this increased price, it is selling at an insane rate on a daily basis of booster boxes sold, right? Now, you could say, well, if it was a really high price and it wasn't selling, then it's kind of inflated, no one's interested. People are still actively buying this all the time. It's literally selling over 100 boxes daily on TCG Player at this 177 plus. That is crazy. When you look at the listings, right? So keep that in mind. Over here in the UK, you are looking at booster boxes at around that 150 mark. And again, they are actively selling. There's no Surging Sparks anywhere, right? Distributors are out of Surging Sparks. Stores are running low, if not have any at all. People have gone absolutely crazy for this set. I have never seen a set since coming back to the hobby that has done anything like this. Not even Evolving Skies, and we know how great Evolving Skies is. This will be a $200 booster box by the end of this year, right? Come Christmas and the new year, this will probably be $200+ a booster box. Now, there needs to be a substantial reprint or a restock coming, hopefully, but from what I've heard from other sources, is that's most likely not going to happen until the end of Q1 of 2025. So if that is going to be the case, then before we see any substantial restock or reprint, this could quite comfortably be over $200, pushing $250, maybe even $300. I know, it sounds crazy. Now you may be saying to me, okay, well, what if I buy in now, it then goes up, and then a reprint happens, and the prices drop? They will drop, and the market will absorb it like crazy. Why? Because it is already selling at over 100 listings of this per day at $170 a box. Even if this starts to push towards that $200, $250, and then a reprint happens, that will make it drop, absolutely. Will it drop back lower than probably where it is now? Most likely not. And even if it does, then buy it, because once that then goes out of stock, it will go even higher. So keep that in mind with Surging Sparks. Yes, it is insane price point to pay in for, but honestly, this is the best performing set in Scarlet Violet so far, and I think it's going to continue. I think the only set, in my opinion, that has a chance of overtaking this in form of a booster box would be the Team Rocket set. That is the only set that I can think of that has that potential to surpass Surging Sparks. Otherwise, we could be looking in the future of this being an Evolving Skies level product. Time will tell, of course. You know, we have a $600 Pikachu card in the set, which is absolutely crazy. So it'd be really interesting to see what will happen with Surging Sparks in the future. But yes, right now, I do still think it is a good one. Coming in number 1, we have the 151 UPC. Now, 151 is obviously going absolutely crazy right now. People are paying crazy prices for booster bundles. We've had a little small restock of mini tins, small restock of booster bundles. ETBs are going crazy, but so is the UPC. Now, I mentioned about buying this for several months now, you know, saying that, look, it's now 130, it's now 140, it's now 150. Guys, this is a really good product. Make sure to pick it up. There isn't going to be any more printed. This is going to keep going and keep going. This could be on a celebrations level UPC. And look what's been going on. $210 right now for this UPC. Over the past year, this has gained 116%. Over the past month alone, we have seen a 13% increase. Over the past 3 months, it's gone up by 56%. And this is what I was explaining to you guys, is as soon as it broke that retail price point, I was like, look, we're going to start seeing some craziness. It went out of stock on the Pokemon Center website, and I thought, right, we're going to start seeing it. Started pushing 140, 150 on eBay. I was like, look, get it while you can. It's crazy. Over here in the UK, I think I've been seeing some selling for quite literally like nearly £200, and they're comfortably selling. It's wild what's going on, but we knew it was going to happen, right? We knew that the UPC was going to climb, and it has, right? Over $200. The Celebrations UPC, I think, is still around that 350 mark. I mean, this has surpassed the Charizard UPC. I think that one sat around about 170, 180. This is very, very impressive. 151 is going to go down as one of the best modern era sets in a very long time. And this is one of the headline products of the set. It is very good. I mean, it's going to be quite difficult to go out and buy a whole bunch of these, but even if you can get like a couple of these, I think that's going to be very good. And I think it still has a lot more room to grow. Like I say, I think it could be on that same level as the Celebrations UPC. So keep that in mind, because at the moment it's going from strength to strength. So there you have it, guys. Those are just some few products to look to pick up this month in November. Like I say, we've got Black Friday just around the corner. Hopefully we can get some good deals. Maybe on some sets where booster boxes, where stores have quite a lot of stock of certain sets. Maybe you look at picking some up. I wouldn't expect to start seeing Surging Sparks being cheaper, or like 151 being cheaper. But yeah, Surging Sparks right now, I know it sounds crazy to even warrant going out and spending $170, $180 plus on a booster box for a set that's like a week old. But guys, it really is a gold mine. It's just crazy. It really is, with tough pull rates, big chase cards, and so much product being sold, and quite frankly, the supply is not reaching the demand. This is a problem, and it's causing a perfect storm in the form of the value of the product. So keep that in mind. And of course, 151 is going from strength to strength, but keep an eye on these cheaper sets. Even Stellar Crown is relatively cheap right now. I didn't add this to this list, but that is still a really good one. Saber Paradox Rift, there's some really good sets that you can look at picking up. Good booster boxes for good value. If you made this far into the video and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button, make sure to subscribe for more Pokemon content, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments regarding products to pick up right now this month. Is there any others that I have missed that you think is a really good deal? Have you started seeing some really good potential early Black Friday sales going on? Let me know down in the comments. We're really interested. Over here in the UK, we tend to get a little bit shafted when it comes to Black Friday. We don't really get the best deals. Hopefully we might find the odd one here or there. For me, what am I looking at picking up? I would like to pick up some Surging Spark. I ordered 12 boxes worth, and I've decided to keep 6 of them, and the rest are for the streams. So it's going to be really interesting to see what's going on moving forward. And, you know, I have a decent amount of Surging Sparks. I may look at pick up some more. If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't have a lot of some of the other Scarlet Violet era sets, especially the earlier ones. So I might look at picking up some, especially base set, right? It's super cheap right now. I don't see why not. But that's it from me, guys, in today's video. If you want to watch more Pokemon content, make sure to click the video on screen, or make sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.